Ready then. 449, 450, Christina.
I was in a hurry. A little nervous, a little shaky this week.
Shannon's not here then.
A little shaky. Rushing.
I'm sweating. Don't know why.
Shannon, and remember what I'm telling you about this book. This book is not the holy grail of teaching techniques. It's just some ideas. You all can, if you had a really successful time when you taught something and it was good, write it down. Because it's just like diet books, you know, you can always come up with a teaching technique. Some of you in here maybe are future writers of teaching techniques. You don't know where your life's going to take you. It's just amazing.
The main point is to give them direction every step of the way, because I never had that. I never experienced that in most of my educating life. They just expected me to know what they were talking about. You know, and so oftentimes students don't know what we as adults are talking about.
Or when sounding
Weird.
like neighbor or way.
Weird.
Have each syllable in your head. Have each syllable in your head. Have each syllable in your head.
John, ready? There we go.
Sure. Pleasure, dude.
How was everybody's weekend?
Too short.
Too short.
All right.
I just have to say something which is kind of charming. This is an example exactly what I'm talking about. You look at John's chart and you look at this chart and you can tell that there's a natural spiritual kinship with the different age groups. This is a far more sophisticated chart.
The comic book kind of edge.
It is. This is awesome. You are such a natural born junior high teacher. You're the bomb.
It'd be a shame if I just end up a counselor.
Well, that's good too. You need that.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely will. All right, why do we pre-write? Why do we outline? That's what everybody, it seems, this chapter seems to be about. Again, if you want to check out the book about outlining, on the pages I was on, it was Brian, pages 448 and 449. As a reference or a Bible, if you run across that kind of problem with a kid. I'm going to talk about pre-writing because it's something I just learned about this year when I took English 101. I used to have to do it, but I didn't understand it. And once I had a really great English teacher, Marcy Hamilton. I don't know if anybody had her. Marcy Hamilton. She's pretty amazing. She kind of stayed in the back of my email and always helped me, and I always sent stuff in early, and she really helped me attend my A and have it grow and stay in A. We pre-write to throw it around, to investigate, to research a topic, to question an ideal. What are some of the topics? You guys have taken English in high school and other places too. What are some of the topics that you guys have covered in different theses and stuff you've done, Rick?
Unrequited, whatever that word is. Unrequited? Unrequited? What's that word?
Unrequited.
Unrequited, thank you.
Unrequited.
Unrequited love.
Unrequited love. Interesting. What about you, Rochelle?
No, I'm just kidding.
Like a thesis I've written?
What's just a topic from any thesis or a paper that you had to pre-write that you did?
I did a huge paper on sex offenders, or like a book that we had to do, like any kind of book.
All right. What's your first name again?
Allison.
Allison, what about you? What's the topic from a paper that you've written?
Oh goodness. I compared and contrast the Statue of Liberty to the Eiffel Tower.
Do you remember all the research you did? Do you remember pre-writing and everything, and how it actually helped you figure out which way you were heading, right?
Yeah.
So why do we go through all this? Why do we pre-write? Why do we outline? Pretty basically to find a direction, right? Why do we need a direction? Well, because we want to capture the reader and want to keep them there. Because we want to create and be part of something worthwhile. Because we want to do our best and get the most out of it, satisfy the call to write, and mainly to just achieve purpose. Why am I writing this paper? So pre-writing is primarily what? Organization, right? For such a straightforward subject, if you think about it, it sure isn't as easy to do as it is to understand organization. Is there anybody here that's mastered it? Organization? Nobody has mastered organization? That's surprising. In my experiences in life, you could say that I've acquired a certain level of knowledge from a very questionable source. I like to call it the wisdom of 1,000 wrong turns. During the era of 1,000 wrong turns, I was just about like everyone else. I wanted a better life. I wanted it all, and I wanted it now. I would wish and I would pray for it. And sadly, my answer would always come back, you can't even organize what you have already. So I don't care who you consider your maker, whether it's Yahweh or Zeus, Buddha or Muhammad, or maybe even Lemmy. Anybody get sound? Lemmy is God, Motorhead. All right, we'll skip that.
Oh.
I can't recall the year, the 26 years I've been in Havasu. I do remember this one night I was watching late night television, and I was back when we had antenna on the south side only, you know, and it was tough. You didn't have much to choose from. You always had to have a VCR and then a power booster, and you'd just try to pick up a couple Phoenix stations, and on a clear day you get the news from Las Vegas. I don't know if anybody remembers being around this town that long ago. I happened to cross a preacher, because it was really late, and it was either that or Michael Knight. And his name was Miles Monroe, and he was a teacher of preachers. African-American, Jamaican guy, and his church every week, I don't know, you might have ran across him on cable if you've floated around, he's got a very Jamaican voice, and he is a teacher of preachers. His church every week is full of preachers that take what he teaches them and they go out into the world and they preach to their people his lessons. If you look at the first page on there, you're going to notice this has really stuck with me, and I really lay it on people a lot, explaining this power breaker blessing theory. And if you take a look at the raw power that comes off the power lines, and if it was to go directly into your house, it's very destructive power. And it could burn your house down like that, kill everybody inside. But if you take that same pure power from the power line and you organize it and you redirect it and put it into this breaker box that just channels it down and evens up the power so that it becomes the blessings of light or television or controlling our environment or cooking or storing food, all the other blessings that we do get. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm sure his reasoning was that the power of God broken through is so powerful, and then broken through Christ as the breaker box goes out to all these blessings in our lives. So this point was, like I said, the Christian power was unfathomable and destructive itself, but through the sacrifices made by the Son of Man, it became the breaker box. And you know, I'm not anybody, as I talk about Christian values and things that I talk about, we're only in here practicing teaching. And I don't know where I'm going to end up, but these are things that are powerful to me. So when I use them as an example, it's just about the good life, line straight, doors opening. So if I offend anybody, remember, we're just here. I mean, if you want, I'll do a disclaimer.